Hi, our company is Forward. I am Grant Bronfman. We have Matthew Danoff, Dalit Ahuvi, Omer Gradstein, and Shani Abudi. Our domain is e-commerce, and our subdomain is fashion. Within the context and the user, item return rate in Israel is only 10%, while the rest of the world is 30%. And this is a massive gap and a real issue because the returning items in Israel purchased from abroad takes a very long time to both receive and require a refund. So refunds may be too expensive, where international VATs are required and other payments as well. Many Israelis give up on the process and therefore waste their money and don't receive a refund. For our profiles for the interviewees, we have people who purchase clothing from abroad, at least bi-weekly, and people who purchase clothing online at least once a month. So for the domain relevance, we want consumers who purchase clothing online that take risks because they can't try those clothing on in person. And these users are relevant to our domain of e-commerce and our subdomain of fashion. An experience problem through our consumers is that because they can't try on clothing prior to purchase, especially when they order online, they will most likely to be unsatisfied with their order. And this clothing is likely to not suffice the user's expectation when it's ordered in this manner. So the themes and insights from our analysis include fashion e-commerce decrease during COVID. One of our interviewees got laid off during the pandemic, so they were more price sensitive towards buying clothes. Another theme was that online shopping for clothes has increased after the pandemic. So after the pandemic, people started going out more, people were shopping, and therefore commerce, not e-commerce, was thriving. So our next theme was that 4 out of 5 of the interviewees prefer to shop for their clothes in person because they want to try them on, they want to see if they fit, and also they get the touch, feel, physical aspect of the shopping experience. And also once people were vaccinated after the pandemic, people felt more comfortable shopping in person. Our fourth theme is that the interviewees have all tried and failed to receive refunds while in Israel, showing that this is a prevalent manner. For example, one of our interviewees bought a jacket from Zara and it was too small and they were unable to get a refund because of how complicated the process was and they gave up. So ultimately, our need is that simplifying the refund process from clothing purchased abroad is essential because returning items in Israel is way too inconvenient and complex. People don't want to waste their money in clothing that they regret buying. Based off our interviews, we were successfully able to validate our need. Everyone has experienced and given up on processing refunds from abroad while in Israel. And as a result, money was lost.
Thank you, Grant. So I'm going to address 4 main questions that we asked all of our interviewees in order to get some more insight on this matter. The first question was, have you ever purchased fashion products from abroad that you did not use after receiving them? And if so, what are the main reasons for the lack of use? And interestingly enough, all 5 respondents indicated that they have indeed previously purchased 5 articles of clothing, which did not fit their needs, and therefore they did not use them. And some of the main reasons why they didn't use them was for it being the wrong size. They realized that the return procedure was too complex. The fashion products appeared different than how it was presented online, or the date simply expired and they couldn't do anything about it. The second question was, in Israel, have you ever given up on getting a refund for a clothing item? And if so, what are the main reasons? And again, all 5 respondents said that it was affirmative. 3 out of the 5 said that the refund procedure was too complex, I mentioned in the earlier question. And 2 out of the 5 stated that they didn't even bother checking, what was required to be done, because they realized that it was too much of a bureaucratic process and didn't want to put in the time or effort. So they kind of acknowledged the fact that they were not going to get refunded. The third question was, please describe what you do when you receive a fashion item that you purchased online from abroad and regret buying it. 3 out of the 5 stated that they store the products somewhere in their home. They're ultimately dissatisfied with the entire situation. One of them said that they intend to donate or re-gift the product. And the last one mentioned that he throws the product away. And finally, the last question we asked our interviewees was, would you have used an online platform or app that enables you to sell or buy new fashion items that have been purchased online and have not been used? And if yes, would you primarily use this platform to buy or to sell the products? And 4 out of 5, which consisted of 3 women and 1 man, answered that they would use the platform to purchase new items, while 3 out of 5, which consisted of 2 women and one man answered that they would use the platform for the purpose of selling items they have purchased and do not intend to use. Thank you for hearing about Forward.